Many times in the past, I have spoken to you about the eternal now. And I feel compelled to actually share more with you about the eternal now, because it is ultimately the inscrutable playground of all impermanent entities, including the provisional identity that we have that goes by name and form, such as Deepak Chopra. So let's explore this a little bit. The concept of the eternal now has always been a profound and enigmatic idea that has existed in Eastern wisdom traditions. It transcends conventional understandings of time and existence. It is the playground without name or form, where innumerable impermanent entities with names and forms engage in their transient dance and interconnectedness. This notion is deeply intertwined with philosophical and spiritual traditions, particularly Advaita Vedanta and Kashmir Shaivism, which explore the nature of time, self, and reality. So let's delve a little bit into the eternal now, examining its implications for our understanding of impermanence, the self, and the interconnectedness of all beings. So the eternal now is an idea that defies, it's not an idea, it's an experience that defies the linear progression of time as we typically perceive it. It suggests a state of being that is outside the constraints of past, present, and future. A timeless moment that is ever present and unchanging. The eternal now is unchanging. I have said previously that what we call presence in the present moment, cannot be measured by the clock. The moment itself is fleeting, ungraspable. It's an experience that vanishes as soon as it is perceived. However, the presence that we call the eternal now does not vanish. The timelessness is what makes the now unique, serving as the meeting point between the known past and the unknown future. Of course, we know from a scientific perspective that time is relative and can vary depending on one's position and velocity, as demonstrated by Einstein's theory of relativity. However, at the quantum level, time behaves differently, often disappearing into a void without dimensions. This scientific understanding underscores the elusive and malleable nature of time, aligning it with the notion, philosophical and spiritual, of the eternal now as a dimension beyond ordinary temporal experience. Central to the idea of the eternal now is the concept of impermanence. In various religious and philosophical and spiritual traditions, impermanence is seen as a fundamental characteristic of existence, emphasizing that all conditioned phenomena are transient and subject to change. This view is echoed in Vedanta, where the impermanence of objects and life is acknowledged. By the way, if you just understand that what we call objects are experiences and modified forms of awareness, and then experiences are ungraspable, ephemeral, and transient, then there's no problem understanding this. Okay. So once again, the eternal now serves as the stage for the interplay of these permanent entities, including bodies and minds. Despite their transient nature, these entities, whether thoughts, emotions, or physical form, arise and dissolve within the timeless backdrop of the eternal now. This dynamic process highlights the continuous flow of existence where nothing remains static and everything is in a state of becoming and passing away. In the context of non-dualism, the eternal now is intimately connected with the concept of the self. Non-dualism posits that there's no fundamental separation between the individual self and the ultimate reality. In Advaita Vedanta, the self or Atman is seen as identical to Brahman, the ultimate reality. This realization of non-duality transcends the apparent distinctions between self and other, mind and body, observer and observed. The eternal now can be understood as the self of all differentiated selves, a unifying principle that underlies the diversity of forms and experience. In this view, the true self is not the transient ego or personality or the body, but the pure consciousness that witnesses all phenomena. This consciousness is unchanging and eternal, providing a stable foundation amidst the flux of impermanent entities. By recognizing this deeper reality, we can transcend the limitations of dualistic thinking and experience a profound sense of interconnectedness, unity, and the peace that passes understanding. Embracing the eternal now has significant implications for how we live our lives. By cultivating present moment awareness, we can tap into the fundamental wonder of being alive and experience greater happiness and well-being. Many studies have shown that spending more time in the presence of the present moment is associated with increased happiness and reduced anxiety, as it allows us to break free from the mental traps of past regrets and future worries. Practices such as mindful awareness of experience and meditation can help us cultivate this awareness, enabling us to connect with the eternal now and the deeper self. By doing so, we can navigate the impermanent nature of existence with greater ease and equanimity, recognizing that our true essence remains untouched by the changing tides of this temporal existence. So, the eternal now is a profound and inscrutable concept that invites us to explore the nature of time, impermanence, and the self. It challenges our conventional understanding of reality, offering us a timeless dimension where the dance of impermanent entities unfolds. By recognizing the eternal now as the self of all differentiated selves, we can transcend the limitations of dualistic thinking and experience a deeper sense of unity and interconnectedness. Through presence in the present moment, awareness and mindfulness, we can live more fully in the eternal now, embracing the transient beauty of existence while remaining anchored in the unchanging essence of our true self. I hope this is useful because it's liberating. It goes beyond all concepts of birth and death as well. Remember, you can engage and continue this conversation with my digital twin, digitaldeepak.ai. And of course, Digital Dharma is there to guide you in your explorations. Take care and God bless. I hope this is useful.